My mother-in-law was babysitting our 4-year-old daughter when I came home early from work and heard crying from upstairs. I found her locked in the hallway closet, sobbing and begging to get out. When I confronted my mill, she said she was being defiant and needed to learn respect. A little time in the dark teaches children boundaries. My husband defended his mother, saying that's how we were raised and we turned out fine. What happened next destroyed their whole family. Security cameras from her house, which she'd installed for security but actually used to monitor the children's behavior, showed hours of footage of children being locked in the closet, sometimes for 4 or 5 hours at a time. The footage also showed Patricia ignoring children who were crying, begging to use the bathroom, or having panic attacks while locked up. In one particularly disturbing video, she can be seen reading a magazine while one of Mike's nephews pounds on the closet door and screams for help. 3 of Mike's siblings have had to remove their children from Patricia's care, and 2 are facing their own investigations for failing to protect their children from known abuse. The family's attempt to present this as normal discipline has completely fallen apart in the face of video evidence. Emma's therapy is progressing well, but she's still dealing with significant trauma. She's developed a fear of closed doors and confined spaces that may take years to overcome. Her therapist says this kind of systematic psychological abuse can have lasting effects on a child's development and sense of safety. Mike filed for separation last week. He claims he can't stay married to someone who would destroy his family and that he can't trust me to make decisions in Emma's best interest. The irony is staggering. He's leaving his wife and daughter to protect the woman who abused his child. I've hired a family attorney who specializes in custody cases involving abuse. She's confident that Mike's defense of his mother and his refusal to protect Emma will work in my favor for custody arrangements. The documented abuse and Mike's response to it paint a clear picture of which parent prioritizes the child's safety. Update 3. 3 months after reporting Patricia, the legal proceedings are moving forward on multiple fronts. Patricia pled guilty to child endangerment charges and received 2 years probation with mandatory anger management and parenting classes. She's also required to have supervised visits only with any grandchildren, and she's been banned from providing childcare. More importantly, the investigation expanded to include other families in Patricia's neighborhood and church community where she provided babysitting services. It turns out she'd been using similar discipline methods with other people's children for years. Several more families have come forward with reports of their children showing signs of trauma after being in Patricia's care. Mike's family is facing serious consequences beyond just Patricia's legal troubles. Child Protective Services opened investigations into Mike's siblings' households after discovering they'd known about Patricia's methods and continue to leave their children in her care. 2 of his brothers have lost custody of their children temporarily while they complete parenting classes and demonstrate they can protect their kids from further abuse. Mike and I are officially divorced as of last week. The custody arrangement gives me primary custody of Emma with supervised visitation for Mike until he completes counseling and demonstrates that he can prioritize Emma's safety over his family loyalty. The judge was particularly concerned about Mike's continued defense of Patricia and his refusal to acknowledge that abuse had occurred. Emma is doing much better in therapy, though she still has difficult days. She's learned to articulate her feelings about what happened and understands that what Patricia did was wrong and not her fault. Her therapist says Emma is resilient and should continue to heal with consistent support and therapy. The most validating moment came when Mike's youngest brother, Jason, reached out to apologize. His 6-year-old daughter had finally felt safe enough to